Okay, another thing that's coming your way are some shapes. We call them pattern blocks. And while they might seem like a variety, they're actually pretty consistent. Like all the hexagons are yellow, all the trapezoids are red, all the squares are orange, all the triangles are green, and so on. We use these a lot in our primary grades. Preschoolers can use them to make patterns, like maybe yellow, red, yellow, so on. Or they can use them just to be creative and build things. But as you get into kindergarten or reception, it gets more interesting, right? So we have a lot of these kind of puzzles. I'm going to send you a ton of them. And the kids basically just, try and fit the shapes in. But as you realize, there might be more than one way to do it, right? So the kids will right away start to learn that maybe they don't use this shape, but instead maybe they learn how they can use some triangles to do the same thing. We're basically kind of growing their brain on how geometric shapes work. And the puzzles get kind of fun. Like here's one that makes an animal they are familiar with. This is, of course, less difficult than this. Why do you think that is? Well, I think the lines are already drawn in here. It pretty much guides the student into using a particular shape. Although they could very easily do it with other things too. Just the fact that the lines are drawn makes it a simpler task. Here's another one. We've got several, and even just basic patterns where they just go through and fill in all the boxes. It keeps them busy for a long time, actually. It's kind of a fun thing to do. But when we advance, we start thinking about the ways we can construct and deconstruct shapes. That's actually part of our standards here in the U.S. I think it's an important skill that will lead to deepening knowledge as kids grow older into their geometry. So obviously this is one way to make a hexagon, but students right away realize that there are other ways, and you can challenge your kids. Okay, let's see who can find the most ways to make a hexagon, and maybe have a little competition or something, right? Or maybe they mix shapes. It doesn't have to be the same. Or maybe they start thinking of ways to use that. Who knows, right? Like they could come across different ways to make it work. They fuss around with it like I'm doing, just trying to get creative on how to make it work. So how many ways can you make a hexagon? These things will be coming to you and they'll be laminated. So hopefully these pages will last a long time. Have fun.